So allegedly, Beyonce is doing witchcraft, and I wanted to make a video about it because I've been seeing it a lot on my news feed, and I'm just trying to figure out why do people feel like Beyonce's doing witchcraft or she's back doing witchcraft again. I've read that she's back doing it again. Like, you know, when did this all start? As far as Beyonce doing witchcraft allegedly. So I wanted to make a video about it and talk about it because it's making sense, but then it's not making sense. There's been accusations that Beyonce's practice dark magic or extreme witchcraft. And the only reason I've been doing research on this is because I really want to know what is making a person or people think that Beyonce is doing witchcraft or back doing it. And a lot of information that I've gotten so far is that it stems back in 2018 when there was a request for a restraining order filed by her former drummer, Kimberly Thompson. Now, around that time, I remember when that case came out to the internet, when it was going on. And I'm not going to lie, around that time, I kind of brushed it off. I was just like, what? Like, what makes her think Beyonce's doing witchcraft? At that time, it just kind of flew past me. I didn't take it serious. I just was like, okay, somebody think Beyonce doing witchcraft. Okay. And I just didn't look back at it again. But I remember the situation coming out. And I remember her alleged drummer, Kimberly, did speak out. The core of the claims, which have resurfaced in general conspiracy discussions in 2025. So the things that have happened from 2018 with Kimberly stating that Beyonce allegedly had been doing witchcraft on her, as well as just in general, it is resurfacing back this year of 2025 that she's back doing witchcraft. And it's just basically stating a lot of people think Beyonce's doing witchcraft because of the situation from 2018 when Kimberly Thompson came out and stated that Beyonce was doing it. It's still just, it's many questions to the situation. Los Angeles Superior Court denied a request for temporary restraining order due to bizarre claims, and the case was later dismissed. When Thompson was a no-show at the hearing. So she didn't show up for one of the hearings and they just dismissed it. But prior to that, it just still seems like Kimberly wasn't going to get too far because they already were stating that these were bizarre claims. Thompson's various claims stating Beyonce using extreme witchcraft and dark magic to harass her, control her finances, tap her phone, and even murder her pet kitten. I heard about that. The kitten being dead, all that came out back in 2018. And I'm just telling you, like, it's not funny, but it's like, I really didn't take it serious. Like, I didn't really pay attention to what was being told to the internet. What did I say when I made the Saweetie video about alleged Saweetie doing witchcraft? People only are going to talk about witchcraft unless they seen someone doing something that connects to witchcraft. So it could have been alleged that the drummer Kimberly that was playing the drums for Beyonce at the time could have saw something that made her think, okay, Beyonce's into this witchcraft. I did mention that in the Saweetie video. But as of right now, 2025, there is no evidence to support these claims. The claims remain part of a larger pattern of speculation and conspiracy theories surrounding the artist Beyonce. Allegedly, Beyonce's 2024 album, Cowboy Carter, has been accused of Beyonce using, I don't know if I'm saying this word right, pagan symbolism and occult imagery in her work. Now, I wasn't for sure what pagan symbolism was, so I wanted to go deeper and do some research on exactly detailed definition of what that was. And like I said, okay, the Cowboy Carter album, when it came out, it was something that people noticed that may have had something to do or connect with witchcraft. The occult imagery in her work, someone thought, that was a little off. It's all what people notice, and if they want to speak out on it, and some people are speaking out on it, on what they're seeing through Beyonce's music work. When others defend it, they defend it as an artistic expression that Beyonce is giving for the people that are defending it. And people have their right to defend it. And they also have their right to be against it. So the information that I pulled up from pagan symbolism basically refers to visual icons and concepts used to represent spiritual, emotional ideas with various faiths. These symbolisms often can connect to rituals, meditation, and prayer to enhance spiritual connections. So it could be any above, but what caught me was rituals. And rituals it can get evil. I don't see any good rituals unless it's spiritually good. But when I hear the word ritual, I'm thinking instantly evil. I am. Ritual just sounds very wicked. It sounds like a wicked word to me. But, pagan symbolism can connect to rituals. And it all depends on what type of rituals you are trying to connect to. Meditation, who are you trying to meditate to? And all that matters when you're doing all those things. So, to me, it just seems like a lot of people are noticing certain things that are connecting to evil or witchcraft, and they're noticing it through allegedly Beyonce's music and how things have been as far as her images, all of that. But what really boosted the alleged witchcraft and what started everything was that situation that happened in 2018 when her drummer Kimberly came out and told some things. And the time that I saw on the internet the situation with Kimberly, and when I blew it over, now that I look back on it, it was actually some things that Kimberly was noticing that she saw, and she wanted to tell her truth. The things that happened behind the scenes, Kimberly chose to come out to the public and talk about it. And that's basically what I want to say. But it's crazy, though, that that's out on the internet about alleged Beyonce doing witchcraft to try to control who's around her, her atmosphere, and for things to work for her. But, I told you, when you do witchcraft, there is consequences. It's not just witchcraft working for that person and that's it, and there's no consequences. There's always consequences, But yeah, I wanted to talk about this video. I wanted to discuss some things about, what was starting the witchcraft rumor. Why is people saying it? And, it does stem back from the 2018 situation, and people are just not forgetting it. They're just still talking about it. It's resurfacing. Now that anytime Beyonce may do music, people are really going to be paying attention to, well, is she doing the witchcraft? Let's look. People are really going to be paying attention now that it's resurfacing, and it had, it already came out back in 2018 of what her alleged drummer Kimberly Thompson had brought out to the internet. So, but to be honest, I miss the old Beyonce. The old Beyonce when she was in the group with Latavia and LaToya. I miss that group. We'll never get that Beyonce back. I knew once she got married to Jay-Z, things were going to change. And they did. Forever. You guys, Y'all know I'll be back. Peace.